Economist Anthony Chan joins me now. Anthony, if tariffs are struck down by the Supreme Court, is there any way that President Trump could just get around it?
Oh, easily, Stuart. I just wrote a Substack article that was released today that looks at 5 different options that the president has. You've mentioned some there, but there's 201, Section 201, Section 122, Section 338, along with the other 2 that were mentioned, 301 and, of course, 232. So he's got a lot of options in order to keep these tariffs going. Now, what is the catch? The catch is that many of these, you're going to need a government entity to somehow conduct an investigation to show that these things are necessary, so you don't have the same flexibility. Others basically are temporary, and the president doesn't like temporary because that doesn't give him a lot of negotiation out there. And then some of them are basically capped at a certain percentage, so the president doesn't like those. But guess what? The ultimate inflexibility, Stuart, if the president really wants to keep these tariffs, just go to Congress and say, pass a law and delegate the tariff authority to the president. Game over.
Assuming Congress would pass that law.
Who's controlling the Congress now, Stuart?
What's their majority in the House of Representatives?
Pass the
2 or 3?
Pass the nuclear option, and then all you need is 50 votes.
Ooh,
very simple.
That'd be on dangerous ground, though, wouldn't it?
That depends on the eyes of the beholder.
Yes, it does. All right, Anthony, here's another one for you. Labour demand softening. The job market softening. Can you blame AI? Can you blame deportations? Can you blame a softening economy? Why is the job market softening?
The job market is softening for a couple of those reasons. Once again, I wrote another Substack article on this topic, and what I do is to find is, for example, deportations. When you look at the amount of individuals that have been taken out of the country, it's about 527,000. Then you have about 1.6 million of self-deportations.
Yep.
Add them together, about 2 million. That has reduced the labor supply out there. AI is contributing, but again, the academic study shows some suggest that it's reducing labor demand, and some of them are saying it's not really reducing labor demand. So it's uncertain. What is the answer? The answer is it's probably going to take a little bit more time. But I think common sense will tell you that it will make the labor market more efficient. So yes, less labor demand out there. So there's a lot of that. And then the last thing, the slower growth in the economy. We know that in the second quarter, the economy grew at 3.8%. We know the Atlanta Fed is telling you 4% growth in the third quarter. But the fourth quarter is probably going to be less than 1%. The government shutdown is primarily to blame. And we know the government has taken 100,000 workers off, and probably that'll be 250 to 300,000 by the end of the year. That is reducing the number of people that are working.
If there's less demand for labor, then wages are not going to go up, are they?
If there's less demand for labor, you are absolutely spot on, Stuart, but there's also less supply. So that's one of the reasons that even though there's less demand and even though the economy is slowing, we're not going to see a surge in the unemployment rate. Take out 2 million people from the United States. Let's say about 1 million or 1.25 million were working, and now they're not part of the labor force. Now, all of a sudden, you can't just say lower demand because you also have lower supply.
We got 30 seconds for this. Every economist I have on the program, I ask the same question. Can we get to 4% growth in our economy at some point next year? 30 seconds.
I think we can if we get that surge in productivity from AI. I think it's going to be a little bit challenging, but I don't think it's impossible. But over the near term, like in the fourth quarter, you're going to see a drop-off in economic growth. And then, of course, when you get all that stimulus from the one big, beautiful bill, that's going to add more stimulus. So, yes, I wouldn't be surprised if you get at least one calendar quarter with 4% growth. I don't expect 4% growth for the whole year.
No, we'd take it for one quarter, that's for sure. Anthony, thank you very much indeed.